everyone. Today we're going to be focusing on Reiki, prayers, and high intentions for healing our relationship with our food. Now, this is such an important piece in our journey with our bodies and our journey with food. And it's something that I rely and have relied on deeply in my journey with healing my relationship with food. It's been quite tumultuous, as most of you know. And I'm here now to share a bit about Reiki, about how we can use our higher power, God, spirit, universe, nature, goddess, whatever you call it for yourself. And I would invite you, let me just say that right off the top, that if you use another word, if I use God and you don't like that word, then go ahead and replace it for something that feels good in your heart. Okay, so this is about making this work for you. And if this is not something that you even necessarily believe in and you're wondering if this is where you belong, yes, you belong here. You definitely do. There is something here for you. Okay, so we're going to talk a bit about how we can call in the light for our relationship with our body and food. I'm going to tell you a bit about my journey, and then we're going to do a healing circle, and we're going to do some prayers, and we're going to talk about high intentions. Okay? You know, each day can feel very different. Each moment can feel very different. How we feel in our body, how we show up to our dinner and our lunch and our breakfast and our snacks, how we feel about that, our longing for food, our wanting to push it away, that changes on a regular basis. Our bodies change on a regular basis. And so we want to have some flexibility around that. And we want to call in the light for all of those days. So if you're having a really special day today, good. I am acknowledging that, and I want you to feel that deeply in your body. Like, today is a good day, and something's happening here that I'm really liking. I really want to mark that for myself. So let's talk a bit about how we and why it is important for us in this journey to connect to something higher than ourselves. So in the 12-step program, which I was a part of for many years, I'm not right now, but the whole premise around 12-step is that you're calling in a higher power in places that you're addicted or you're going to something, for in my case, going to food or going to dieting, that you're replacing that addiction, that pain, and you're not just getting rid of it. You're not just taking it and saying, no, I'm not going to diet anymore, or no, I'm not going to binge anymore, and then replace it with this empty feeling. That creates a vacuum, and that creates a big, giant black hole. And that black hole is what we're often filling with the food or filling with the thoughts around dieting or changing or manipulating our bodies. We're filling this hole. So when we stop these behaviors, it can feel really scary. So what do we replace it with? We can replace it with trust. We can replace it with love, God's love. Sometimes our family members didn't show up the way that we wanted to as we were born. So instead of getting your mother's love, you got the nourishment from food. I had a client who I was working with for quite a while, and she shared a very powerful story for me that her mom was not present in her life. And at the age of 15, she actually left the house, pretended like she was older, got an apartment, started working. And she talked about in her life the emptiness that she felt around not receiving her mom's love. And she would remember the moments where she felt the most pang is when she would binge eat. And she didn't even link the connection between that. And we can do that in very subtle ways. Hers was very extreme and to me very obvious. And when she saw that, she was like, oh, see, because food is nourishment and food can be confused with love. It's so pleasurable. It gives us so much and it does take the edge off, and that's its gift. But when it goes too far, we are pulling at a source, it's just food. It has nourishment, but it doesn't actually satiate that part of our heart and our being that actually desires and wants that. So when we have this black hole and we get rid of the emotional eating or whatever the behaviors are, we can fill it with that love. So coming back around to that. And when we don't even know what that feels like, or we don't have people in our lives that are able to reflect what love means and what love feels like, we can call upon a higher power, something bigger than us, to bring in and to allow ourselves to feel okay. So many of you may have a special practice that you have, a spiritual practice. You may go to church, you may not, you may go out into nature. This is accessible to you no matter how you want to call it in or allow it in. In my experience growing up in church and having a very deep connection with my spirituality and with God, it was through my learning and teachings of Reiki that I actually felt that I was able to put it even more to practice and actually feel that love. And that's just been my experience. So Reiki, for those of you who don't know, is a hands-on healing practice, also a spiritual practice. And I'm also able to share that with you here long distance, which is fabulous. It's like a prayer with a Reiki umph, I like to call it. It was through Reiki that I realized how hard I was on myself, how I was constantly putting myself down, how I was constantly talking negative to myself and to my body and making myself wrong all the time. And I did this in the honor of making myself better. For some reason, I thought if I healed myself, then I would be worthy. If I got rid of this behavior around food or this behavior in a relationship, then I would be okay. Then I would be worthy of God's love. And that's actually not how it works. And that's what I learned. First off, I learned how to stop being so mean to myself and stop being so negative. And I also had this palpable feeling of what love actually feels like. I've been through this practice of Reiki, been able to take it in such a deep way and be able to transmit that out. And that's what we're going to do today. So the one way that we can stop thinking about food is to start filling it with other things that are nourishing. I know for myself that I thought about food all the time because I was not feeding myself enough. I was feeding myself just enough to take off the edge, but my body was always craving food, wanting food. I was hungry for food. I was longing for food. And it was because I didn't actually feed myself enough. So I'm just offer that to you if that resonates at all. Because if we're in constant diet mode and we're in constantly restricting, our body and our mind is going to be constantly thinking about food. So let's talk a bit about higher intentions. So I put on higher intentions here because this is an important aspect of having peace with food. When we are just wanting a higher intention to get our food taken care of, have our body look a certain way, we're just stopping right there. And we want to go deeper. We want to look at what is the intention for wanting peace with food? What is the intention for not wanting to think about food? What do you want more from that? If you want to be accepted by others, what's another layer of that? And I'm asking that because within this process that we have here with wanting peace with food, we can open up to deeper healing because it's not about the food. There's always something underneath that we can get to. And in that, there is a possibility of deep, deep healing. So for example, just want to stop binging. Okay, well, why do I want to stop binging? I want to stop binging because I don't feel good about myself when I'm binging. Okay, what would happen if I wasn't binging? Okay, well, if I wasn't binging, then I would have the opportunity to be more present in my body. Oh, being present in my body is a little scary. I feel scary. Okay. Well, I need to slow down here and think about why I'm afraid to be in my body. Okay, well, let me get some support around that. Why am I uncomfortable being in my body? Well, my body may tell me that it doesn't look right, or I feel uncomfortable feeling my feelings, and there's something that I don't want to actually have to address. do you see where I'm getting at here? Is that we're going for getting rid of the binge eating, but we're going even deeper into this deeper place of healing. And that can take us on a journey that can help us heal something so profound. And that's why people like to stay in the struggle of food obsessions and cravings and emotionally eating, because to get a little bit deeper can feel scary. To actually look at why you are emotionally eating, to look at why that is showing up, it can be easier just to blame it all on the food. Ask me how I know. I know because I've done it many, many times. So go ahead and find yourself in a really comfortable position. We're going to do some Reiki. We're going to call in the light. We're going to do some prayers. We're going to clear, release, let go, and call in goodness. Find yourself either lying down or sitting back. Go ahead and close your eyes. And really taking this time and this moment for you to get yourself in a place that feels really relaxing. So if you need to do anything, any minor adjustments, pillows, whatever you need to do to connect yourself deeper into yourself. And let your breath find your body and your body find your breath. And notice how your breath is in your body. Notice how it's moving in, and notice how it's moving out. And allow your breath to move down into your belly, and allow your belly to get soft. Soften your belly. Soften your lower back. Drop your jaw. And give yourself permission to relax. And now dropping into the center of your heart and holding that intention for yourself. What is that high intention that you have? Feel that intention. Bring it into this space. And now sense or visualize or imagine a big ball of golden light above your head. And in that golden light is that intention. So place that intention into this golden ball of light and know that in this golden ball of light is everything that you need for that highest intention to happen. All the wisdom, all the right behaviors and patterns and belief systems, all the support that you need. And go ahead and just breathe that golden ball of light like a beam of light and feel it come upon your head. Relaxing your head, filling it up. And this golden ball of light, which is the energy of Reiki, it is the energy of spirit, begins to clear and release through your throat and neck, pouring down across your shoulders and filling up your whole back body, letting yourself relax fully. Feeling that golden light filling up your heart center. Breathing it in, and then as you exhale, feel it move through your arms into your hands and all 10 fingers. Inhale and exhale, and moving it from your heart down through your torso, filling up all your internal organs and filling up these energy centers here. Moving down into your pelvis, into your womb, filling up all of your sexual organs, and then allowing the energy to flow down through your legs, into your ankles, your feet, and all 10 toes. And then let yourself go. There's nothing for you to do right now but receive. And you may feel something or you may not, and that's okay. Just knowing that you're here for yourself and knowing that I am sending you energy and peace. And Mother, Father, God, Lord God of all creation, we are calling in the light here today. We are calling in the light for all of the challenges that are here, that are present here around our relationship with food and the pain that is felt in our relationship with food, what it feels like when we're having to think, be with our food. We're calling in the light to release, let go any patterns, behaviors, any belief systems that are not supporting us to have the perfect relationship with food. We're asking that for it to be lifted up and released and sent out into the nothingness from where it came. We're calling in the energy of miracles. Lift any of these negative attachments to food, the beliefs around food, the feelings that we're not doing it right or that it has to look perfect. We're not allowed to enjoy food or have a lot of it. Any of these beliefs that are not serving, asking for them to be replaced with thoughts that heal, and thoughts that bring us peace in our day. We are so grateful for this opportunity to be here together, knowing that each of us that are here understands each other and has compassion for each other. And we are so grateful to be here in this light and feeling each of our hearts and in that understanding. We're calling in wisdom, support, acceptance, peace, and self-love. Amen. Taking a nice, deep, gentle breath in and out. And we're going to imagine and focus on the energy of Reiki. And this energy, what I'm feeling it right now is like this pink light that's above our heads, kind of raining down, like a pink kind of warm cloud-like energy. And we want to imagine that pouring down on us and just letting go of all of the tension and stress that we carry around our food. So imagine that that energy is just like, just letting that go. What would it feel like to like, let it go? Let it go. The tension is releasing and letting go, cutting cords from that. Now that pink cloud's kind of changed here a little bit. And now we're just imagining maybe, it's just releasing, cutting yourself from that energy and feeling it and noticing it just drop away and drop into the earth to be recycled. And now I want you to feel what it would be like to have to have peace around your food. So I want you to imagine if food were a person, but that person, they don't have to have a face or anything. There's just like a presence of a being. And that presence of a being is food. And it's sitting down across from you. And maybe there is anger or resentment or pain. And just knowing that that is okay. And then knowing that food is just here. This person named food is here and it's neutral. It doesn't want anything from you, doesn't need anything from you. It's just food. And it's just present. And see if you can open up your heart a little bit and get in tune with this being called food. And see if you can find some peace and some presence. And some neutrality. Food may even have some words for you. It may have something it wants to share with you. So see if there's something that food wants to offer you. There's something you want to offer food. Anything you have to say. And feel this pink, beautiful light pour down upon you and your new friend food. And let that go. Now to close, I'm going to invite you to bring both of your hands onto your heart. Take a moment to appreciate yourself for being here. Take a moment to be grateful for what you do know about your relationship with food, what is good, what is perfect. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and gently open your eyes, bring yourself back into this space. How are you feeling? How was that for you? What was present for you? What were you noticing in your body? Were you able to feel the energy? Did food have anything to say to you? Were you aware of any ways that you're talking to yourself and being with yourself that isn't supporting your relationship with food? So anything like that, go ahead and put it in the chat so that I can get a take on if this was helpful or not. And if this was helpful and this is something that you enjoyed, please do put this in the chat as well. If this is something that we're wanting to do more of, I would be so open to that. I feel like it's very important, and it has been for me. And I just want to let you all know that these Reiki sessions I do on a regular basis, long distance, with my clients. It's a beautiful way to receive Reiki and to go into some deeper ways of connecting to ourselves. So this was more specifically about our food. We're going to do a healing session on body confidence and being with our body. So stay tuned for that, along with some other really wonderful things we're going to be doing. And like I said, if you are interested in going deeper in this and you want to do a one-on-one, go ahead and just put below that you would like to do that, and I can get in touch with you, or you can PM me. Okay. All right. Sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, everyone.